13,000 feet below the pitch-black ocean, a secret war is unfolding. A war between 19 nations, so hidden their own citizens have no idea it exists. And the battlefield? A mysterious underwater region bigger than 25 United Kingdoms combined. This place is called the Clarion Clipperton Zone, Earth's darkest treasure vault. Every night, silent robotic machines crawl across the seafloor, sucking up rare metals that could decide the future of global power. Because the fight isn't about oil anymore. It's about the metals that will control tomorrow's technology. Electric cars, AI supercomputers, space rockets, national power grids. Even Japan claims these minerals could run their entire country on clean electricity for years. The real question isn't what's down there. The real question is, who will control it? And who will be left behind? 13,000 feet below the surface of the Pacific Ocean, there exists a world almost no human eye has ever seen. A world so dark, so silent, and so crushing that even machines struggle to survive. This is the Clarion Clipperton Zone, a massive stretch of seafloor that spans nearly 4.5 million square kilometers, large enough to fit 25 countries the size of the UK inside it. On the maps we use every day, this region barely gets a label. On official government reports, it's buried under vague scientific terms. And in public conversations, it doesn't exist at all. But down there, far from sunlight and far from public scrutiny, something massive is happening. The CCZ is not just an underwater desert. It is the largest, untouched mineral reserve left on Earth. Beneath layers of ancient sediment lie trillions of dollars worth of metals. Metals humanity desperately needs for its future. Nickel, cobalt, copper, manganese, rare earth elements. Materials that power electric vehicles, smartphones, satellites, batteries, AI servers, and renewable energy systems. But the most disturbing part is not what lies there. It's who is quietly going after it. Because in this pitch-black pressure zone, 19 countries are fighting a silent race, surveying, mapping, drilling, and preparing for deep-sea extraction. Not on land, not on the news, but in the most remote, most hidden place on Earth. And still, the question remains, why is everyone suddenly obsessed with the bottom of the ocean? Deep beneath the surface of the Pacific lies a battlefield unlike any other on Earth. The Clarion Clipperton Zone, better known as the CCZ, is not just a layered stretch of ocean floor. It is the center of a silent geopolitical race involving nearly 19 nations, powerful corporations, and government-backed research groups, all moving quietly, strategically, and almost completely out of public view. This region lies in international waters, far beyond the jurisdiction of any single nation. That means no country can claim ownership, but every country wants access. And that desire is exactly what turned the CCZ into a hidden arena, where superpowers compete not with soldiers and missiles, but with research vessels, submarines, mapping drones, and billion-dollar mining prototypes. Since the early 2000s, a global organization known as the International Seabed Authority, ISA, has been responsible for regulating all mining activity in international waters, including the CCZ. Because this zone contains some of the richest mineral deposits ever discovered: nickel, cobalt, copper, manganese, rare earth elements. Governments and corporations are willing to spend millions for a chance to explore it. But here's the twist. ISA has not approved commercial mining yet. It has only issued exploration contracts, licenses that allow companies and countries to survey the region, collect samples, map the seafloor, run extraction tests, study environmental impact. Across the CCZ, there are currently 16 to 19 active exploration contracts, each held by a different nation or a contractor sponsored by them. These include major global players such as China, Japan, South Korea, Russia, India, the UK, France, Germany, Belgium, and more. But they all share one goal: acquire the metals that could decide the future of global technology. To the public, these operations appear scientific or environmental. But beneath the surface, they represent a massive strategic race because whichever nation controls these minerals will control the supply chains of electric vehicles, renewable batteries, i.e. supercomputers, satellites, robotics, defense technologies, space exploration systems. This is why powerful foundations, universities, and marine coalitions, like the Oxford SFA, Pew Charitable Trusts, and the Inland Ocean Coalition, have raised concerns that the public is being kept in the dark. Almost nothing about these operations is shown on mainstream news. The scientific reports are vague, and environmental debates are often overshadowed by political and economic pressure. In reality, the biggest weapon in this silent war is not technology. It is ignorance. The majority of the world population has no idea this region exists, no idea that dozens of nations are preparing for deep-sea extraction, and no understanding of how crucial these minerals could become in the next decade. This lack of awareness, combined with the complex nature of international law, makes the CCZ one of the most shadowed battlegrounds in modern history. No explosions, no armies, just silence, pressure, darkness, and a global contest for the resources that may shape the future of civilization. Now the question is this: if everyone knows there's a massive treasure under the ocean, who will spend the money to get it? And how? The answer: an entire underwater arms race. High stakes, high investment, and high risk. In the first phase, different countries and companies have secured exploratory contracts. Some of the major players include the Metals Company, TMC, operating under the sponsorship of small Pacific nations like Nauru or Tonga, and continuing nodule extraction pilot efforts in the CCZ. TMC conducted pilot collector trials during 2024 to 2025, for example, collecting polymetallic nodules from 4,000 meters below the surface, lifting them to a surface vessel at a rate of 86 tons per hour, and releasing the sediment back into the deep sea. This kind of investment is enormous. Companies, governments, and investors are pouring in massive funds for research, technology development, environmental baseline studies, and logistical support. And why? Because if the extraction technology and international regulations fall into place, retrieving these nodules becomes relatively simple. Instead of drilling or mining, it's more like collecting/scooping/pumping, essentially vacuuming an underwater treasure field. That's why it's a race. Who gets there first? Who secures permits first? And who will be the first to bring this deep-sea treasure to the surface? A silent, underwater arms race for metals, money, power, and future technology. And because all of this is happening far below the ocean's surface, public visibility is low, journalistic scrutiny is minimal, and environmental monitoring is still in its early stages. The race is accelerating fast.